Plaintiff Antonio Floyd says he first learned of the defendant when she was featured in Keisha Cole's BET reality show, The Way It Is. The defendant is Keisha's biological mother, Frankie Lons, who now has her own reality show, Frankie and Neffy. And Antonio's suing her today because he claims he signed Frankie to a contract and she breached their agreement. Defendant Frankie Lons says she's a recovering drug addict who's been arrested 33 times, but she's been clean for the past 4 years. Frankie claims after she signed an agreement with Antonio to do club appearances, he was misleading clubgoers by making them think Keisha was going to appear with her. So she's countersuing for breach of contract.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
All right, let's start with you.
Your Honor, I met Ms. Lyons June of last year. I'm a formerly semi-pro basketball player. I moved to Atlanta in 1995, got into the entertainment business. The group that I was with was a group called Freak Nasty. We sold like 5.5 million records off of a song called...
Who was your distributor?
Power Records.
Power Records isn't a national distributor. National distributors are BMI.
Right.
National distributors are Universal.
Right.
National distributors are missing a couple.
Interscope.
Interscope.
Who was with BMI?
Okay. Well,
Yes, sir.
Why did I have to tell you?
I'm a little nervous.
Okay. Go ahead, sir.
We was at my club last year, sir, in June of 2008, which I own.
What club do you own?
Club Cafe Soul.
You can't remember that either.
Can't remember that
No,
either.
I was, no, sir.
Because first
Go
of
ahead.
all, it wasn't last
What else?
year.
She was at your club.
It wasn't
we was
last
getting ready
year.
to shoot Martell Jordan video. And she called me that morning. When she called me, she explained to me who she was. I said, yeah, right. I hung up the phone. She called me back, and I asked her, where was she at? I told her I'd send a taxi cab for us. Just give me the
If I
front desk
called you,
number.
how I
Quiet,
called you
ma'am.
back?
I'll let you get your chance. Go ahead.
She called me back. I asked her where was she at. She said she was at a hotel in Alpharetta, sir. I asked her to give me the hotel number. I called the young lady at the front desk. I asked, was Sis and so-and-so there? She said, yes, sir. I said, can you give me your address and a hotel number? I'm going to have a cab come and pick up Ms. Lyons and bring her to my club, and I'm going to pay the cab. She immediately got in the cab when the cab got there, sir. The cab came. I told her to call me when she get in the parking lot. I went out and paid. I escorted Ms. Lyons back to my office at the club. I already explained to her what we was about to do. When Martell came in and his wife and other people for the video, I brought them back there to introduce her. Ms. Lyons explained to me that she wasn't making any money off of a show that she had just did.
What show?
Keisha Cole, The Way It Is, which is her daughter.
Oh, thought I recognized you from somewhere. All right. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
Love your daughter's music.
And I do too.
You want to give me some background?
Okay, first of all, it doesn't matter where I came from and what was going on. Second of all, it was one of those days. I was going through it, right? And, you know, me and my daughter, doesn't matter. I go through it with all of them.
So I've seen. They had a show on BET, for those who don't know. She had somewhat of a dysfunctional early life and destructive, if you will. And she's been recovering from that, right?
I'm recovering.
And you have your own show now on BET, right? Just came on the other night. I saw a little of it.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, you started talking crazy then, so I walked away too.
I'm chilling.
Go
I'm
ahead.
chilling. I know who the judge is.
All right, let's get some more background on yourself. Tell us about yourself.
So anyway, I'm
aren't you a recovering addict?
A recovering addict, an ex-con, been to prison, did my time, paid my debt to society.
How long were you in prison?
3 years.
For what?
For drugs.
Okay.
I have been arrested 33 times.
33 times?
Misdemeanors. Out of 20 years. Some people just go and never get out.
Most of a possession of?
No.
Stealing?
Never stealing.
For what then?
3 times for drugs, the rest for miscellaneous stuff like jaywalking, littering, loitering.
They ain't giving you no ticket. Oh, you must have been hanging out on the corner.
Hanging out on the corner.
All right. Trying to get high. Right. All right.
Trying to see how to get high, not getting high.
That's what I'm trying. Yeah. Trying to get high.
But now, today is a different day. It's a new look.
Good. How long you been in recovery?
4 years.
4? Good. Congratulations. So tell me how you got involved with this gentleman.
I ended up at his club. I didn't know nothing about no Montel Jordan and no whatever. What does he sing?
Montel had a big hit. It's been a while.
Okay, well,
but he had a pretty.
I was
big
like
hit.
in the Gladys Knight and people like that.
Okay.
And you know,
All right. So what happened after she came to the club?
The contract that when me and Frankie was in the back talking and everything, sir, I told Frankie, I said, Frankie, give me 2 weeks. I'm getting ready to close down the club and everything, and I'll get you in the club. She had stated to me she wasn't making any money.
Get her in the club to do what?
To make club appearances and stuff. Just go in and host shows and stuff, just like what we do and stuff. Basically, it's a walkthrough.
Hey, how much you charge to walk through a club and be there?
First of all, it wasn't about, he was in foreclosure and he needed help, but he didn't know I knew. So I told him, we could try to save your club. People love me all around the world, so let's see if we could save your club.
Okay, but I'm asking, how much do you receive for appearance?
Ask him. He the one did the contract.
When somebody say they want you to come through, what you tell them?
I don't embarrass me.
5,000 is a pretty good piece.
I used to take 1,500. And I probably got like 750 or less.
But hey, that's all right just to walk through somebody's club. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's an hour, right? You have to stay about 2 hours?
I ended up staying in until it closed. Well, I had to get that last drink.
That was before recovery, right?
No,
you can't drink during you're not supposed to drink if you're in recovery.
Listen. What? Shout out to Hennessy.
You need to stop.
No, I'm just
everybody gonna watch you to see if you talk this crazy on your show. What time you come on and what day?
10:30 every Tuesday.
On BET, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'll mention that since BET doesn't compete with my show, at least their network, their cable network, and we're syndicated. And I like those folks.
Well, why is that?
Why?
I love watching Judge Mathis.
Well, watch it on syndication in Atlanta on Channel 69.
That's around the time.
Now that we're promoting each other. 2 p.m.?
Yeah, 2 p.m.
All right. Let's get back to the case. All right, sir. So did you all have an agreement for her to make appearances?
Yes, sir.
How much was that for?
Basically, I explained to Frankie that I'm going to have to start from like 500, go up to 1,000 to 15 to 2,500. Well, it's depending on the club capacity and how bad she was in demand. Okay. We went and started doing clubs and everything, club appearances. When I get ready to get Frankie to sign the deposit slip where I gave her the deposit for the club, she had this whole big array and everything. When I got ready to give her the balance, after we got there, because I demanded the balance once we got in town, she had a whole nother big array. I'm not signing anything. It started going back and forth to the point that I wasn't giving her money and everything. Even Neffy, her own daughter, told her one time, well, Antonio got to get paid. He's your manager. I have contracts here stating the percentage and stuff, what I get paid.
None of them have my signature on them, and I bet you that somebody signed them.
Sir, I know you're not going to hand me contracts without her signature. Go ahead and tell me how she breached.
About 5 months into the contract, sir, she started giving other club owners and promoter her number, telling them to call her direct. She started doing shows without me. Next thing I know, she started not showing up to clubs and stuff. My phone started ringing.
Does this contract indicate she was an exclusive client of yours?
Yes, sir. Everything dealing with Frankie Lyons except for the Keisha Cole reality show, the way it is. You need to come through me.
All right, ma'am. You tell me about what agreement you had with this gentleman.
So, first of all, y'all was signing contracts and stuff without my permission, using Keisha's name to get people to come to the shows, that when we got to the certain towns, that her name was on the flyer and that people was expecting Keisha to walk in.
Really?
Yes, he was, to walk in with me. Him and the promoters were taking my money, using me to get girls to the room. When he started seeing me film the Frankie and Neffy show, he said, aha.
Wanted to get a piece of that money.
Yeah, and I don't blame him, but he need to learn one thing. Don't bite the hand that feeds you.
All right. And sir, it appears that we have 2 different contracts signed on the same day.
One is for clubs. That's management for clubs and everything. Then the other one was side to side for her book.
Okay,
once I got the book.
And how did she breach once again?
She started going behind my back, giving the promoters.
What about the book?
I never did get a chance to do the book because once we signed the book deal, she went back, him and her started doing the deal. I don't know anything about doing the reality show.
Is he a publisher?
He has a publisher company
Okay.
that he was working with and that he was.
And he was going to sign her?
Yes, sir.
And what caused that not to happen?
He started telling me that he was going to do a power attorney with her and everything. He was going to take money from her. He was going to do what I was doing, which was giving her like $100, $150 a day.
Okay, so you're saying she went behind your back to deal with the same publisher you were going to work with.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, what do you say about these contracts?
What I say about those contracts, we're not mad at him because he still needs money, and that all he had to do was keep it real with me.
Come on, don't talk slick to me. Now, what happened with the contract?
What about that? Nothing happened. Do you
did
see
you
a book,
sign
Judge
it? Because a minute ago you said you did.
Did you see a book? Do you see a contract,
Here
Judge?
you go with that slick talk again. Yes, I see I see 3 contracts.
He said 2, 3. No, those are not.
You didn't sign either of them.
Can you have him to bring it? Because I only signed 1. And
who else wants to speak while she's talking? Come on, young man. State your name.
My name is Robert Hatcher. I'm a friend of the family. What happened is that after Frankie got out of prison, did her 3 years, after she appeared on the television for a year or 2, she became very popular. So a lot of people wanted to, come up, hey, Frankie, I can do this. Hey, Frankie, I can do this. Frankie, not knowing nothing, okay, never went through anybody else. She wouldn't know if she's signing from A to Z or the B to D, So
yes, she would. She was high.
People could say things to you in this industry and say, oh, I could get you this, I could promise you this, and never do it. And I think that's
part and parcel of the industry.
Exactly.
Particularly in the entertainment industry. But my point is, just because she didn't go and have a professional look at it and tell her that it was a good deal or it wasn't,
but he's
doesn't
saying
mean it wasn't binding.
That she was doing work on the side.
Right. And that's part of his lawsuit.
okay,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you. This is not my signature. It's a good duplicate, but listen, it isn't even dated on this one. It's
You have your driver's license?
It's a good duplicate.
Okay. Young lady, you want to speak?
Sure.
Come on up. State your name.
It's good.
I am Frankie's younger daughter, Elite. He's a knockoff, basically. A knockoff is somebody that tries to be somebody that he's not. He was supposed to be a promoter. A promoter does not take the duties of a manager, right? They only do clubs, shows,
They
and
can
stuff
do
like
both
that.
depending on the contract.
But he told her he wanted to promote her. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Which she really didn't need promotion because we already had that.
I'm gonna go
she
with what
to
the
do other
contract
things.
says. I know what you all might have intended to do.
So she didn't understand. I don't think she understood.
It was clear in writing.
What he wanted her to do. That's
clear
what I'm
in writing,
saying.
ma'am. Your witnesses want to speak?
This is Tilo from Next, Your Honor, which sold over 10 million records.
Just tell me your government name.
Terrence
I know your
Brown.
government name ain't
Terrence
Tilo.
Brown.
All right, there you go.
I don't really have anything to do with the case. I just wanted to say he wanted me to come to speak on his behalf.
Okay.
I've done business with him with my group.
And I'm familiar with Next and
thank you.
Tilo.
All I'm saying is when I've done business with him, it's been okay
Up and
business.
up?
So
Okay. So you're vouching for his character as it relates to his business practices.
from the business he's done with me.
All right. Sir, did you want to speak?
Pretty much the same thing. My name is Frederick Hurt.
All right.
I own a few co-own a few nightclubs in Atlanta.
All right. Which ones?
Sub-Zero and The Gate, very popular clubs, and we've done some business dealings, and we never had any issues.
All right. What else do you want to show me or tell me, sir?
Sir, this is the one that we run at Math for the book deal and the DVD deals right here with Frankie's signature.
Your counterclaim is for $5,000 for what, ma'am?
He didn't set up any appearances after that date, after that date that you see, which is around the right time that I met him, because he was trying to get his house out of foreclosure. He changed his number. He didn't do anything of what he said. My book is not out.
And
but
he didn't book any?
Like 2 shows.
Ma'am, he gave his best
Not
effort.
him.
Ma'am, let me ask you to sign your name on this and see your signature today.
Thank you. Because that one is not the same thing.
Let me see, man.
Somewhere.
Y'all coming here with all this slick talk.
I'm not slick talking, I'm just me.
I know the game and got the game and gone with it. Been knowing it. So y'all can come in here and slick talk me with that Atlanta game.
That'll be us. I'm from California.
Yeah, this Detroit game.
Shout out to Detroit.
Yeah. All right. Same signature you have on your driver's license. Now let's look at these contracts he submitted to me. Totally different on this one. Absolutely no resemblance. Particularly the last name. Look at this. Absolutely no resemblance.
So
Your
shout
claim
out
is dismissed.
to you.
Your judgment is granted. $5,000. Have a good day.
You know, what can I say? The judge ruled in her favor.
No, he didn't.
It was, she just lying. That's all I can say.
I think the judge was very fair.
And honest, because he's the
because
judge.
It is what it is. It didn't have to get this far. We could have talked about this. We could have did
She could have came to me a different way.
I don't even know who these two right here is.
You don't know who she is?
You don't know who
This
she
one right here,
is?
You don't know who she
we
is?
sent money.
Anyway, it's my turn. Let me just say this. First of all, my ID is not gonna lie. That's the same signature.
Just like her own daughter.
But anyway, we don't have time for this. Good
She
day.
always doing stuff.
Wait,
so
Frankie, we gonna finish.
it is what it is.
There ain't no love laws. God bless America.
It is love lost. Chill.